Hey guys, this is going to be a short stream. I wanted to share this with you guys because when I realized my perception has changed, and I've never been a real big fan of Seal. Like I've heard of his music, but the last time I really heard about his music was probably like over 6 years ago. And today I like looked at his one of his songs, right? Kiss from a Rose. I mean, it just kind of came to mind. I was like, oh, I haven't heard that song in a really long time. Now, I'm gonna be honest here, right? I've always talked about being transparent, talked about changes as well. And when I was younger, I could not understand what Heidi Klum saw in Seal. And the reason why I say that is because if you are not familiar with Heidi Klum, she is a supermodel. So, gorgeous woman. And I thought, like, why is she with, like, a guy like Seal? And I know this comes off as really terrible, but I'm being really honest here, right? So, he has these lupus scars on his face, and I could not understand when I was younger, why would a woman who is a supermodel be with a guy like this? And now I look at this and I think, man, Erica, you really show how stupid and how vapid you were in the past, because when you look at Seal and it's like I watched interviews of him. I suggest you guys look at it too. But it's the way he comes off, it's the way he speaks, and the way just like his body language, even when he sings, it comes off as so respectful. And it's a real breath of fresh air because nowadays, when I see things on like TikTok or Vine, you always have these, how would I say it? These individuals or these males who are like not nearly as classy as Seal. So Seal, the way he comes off is like really like a breath of fresh air. So I'm going to be looking at this and watching this with you guys. Now keep in mind it is going to be faster because I don't want my stream getting pulled. But I want to just kind of give you a breakdown and have you guys like watch this, and I want to share a message with you guys. So first of all, right? Guy was wearing a nice suit. I've always told you guys, like, or any person who's watching my stream, like if you can wear really good fitting clothes, exception being if you have to kind of stay in an all cotton thing like me right now. I'm not too happy about it, but see, well fitting clothes, but look at his body language. I can't describe it, but like the way his expression is with the, you can tell he really like feels the music. And I would venture to say like this kind of person is a very, what appears to be a very gentle kind of like uh, not in touch with their emotions kind of person. This is a great song, by the way. Like you can tell he's like in the zone kind of thing. And then I also think, like, what happened to the freaking lyrics, right? Before we used to have, this song came out around, what, 1994 or 1996 or so? Kind of unreal, because now it's like you hear the songs, and the songs don't have depth to them. A lot of them, the stuff that you see in, like, mainstream, it's like DJ Khaled kind of stuff. You know, it's just, like, shallow, shall I say. So it's very refreshing to see something like this.
My eyes become larger and the light that you shine can be seen. Baby, right back to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, stranger it feels, yeah.
And I also got to thinking this. I'm so sorry for pausing this, you guys. But I also got to thinking, like, man, it's kind of sad because it's like I would think about the way society is, and it kind of pushes males not to be like this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think about males, like what's considered to be cool, it's not like being like Seal. It's like being the next Justin Bieber or the next TikTok star, and it's just yeah, it there doesn't seem to be that kind of in touch with emotions kind of thing. In fact, I think that if a person like this kind of came out and they 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 weren't aesthetic, like I really think it would be even harder for them. I mean, Seal has an amazing voice, but let's be real here, this guy's like one in a million. And I just can't see in this kind of day and age like someone breaking out to that kind of level. And maybe it's just me, maybe it's the way I see it, maybe it's because of the music that I follow, but yeah, it's a little depressing thinking about that.
Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. Da 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 da.
So I would actually say there needs to be more people that come off like Seal in the world. It's just like that kind of emotional depth that you feel, that kind of like empathy, that kind of just that level of respect, not just for themselves, but just how they carry themselves in their daily life. It's just yeah, it's so bizarre for me to look at this and think like, wow, that's so strange. That's so strange. I mean, like you think about it, right? Right now I'm in New York. You think I come across people who have this kind of like level of respect out when I'm out and about? Hell no. Hell no. Very, very rarely in Hawaii too.
Da 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 da. I've been kissed by the rose on the grave. Ooh, the spring down feels as again. If I should fall, would it all go away? Baby, I've been kissed by the rose on the grave. There is so much this man can tell you, so much I can say. You are my power, my passion, my pain. To
Dang.
me, you're like a prohibition that I can't deny. Won't you tell me is that healthy, baby? As you go
1.25, it still
through the
sounds great.
storms, my eyes become larger. The light that you shine can see. Baby, right back to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels. Yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light is the blue on the grave. Yes, I can beg to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels. Yeah, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light is the blue on the grave. Da 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 da. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. Thank you.
Okay, so basically, what I wanted to say. Oh crap!
But
No,
you,
no ad,
we
no
don't.
ad here, no ad. But basically, what I want to say is, if any of you guys are, let's say, sensitive, or if you feel like you're not mainstream, or if you feel like you're not cool or anything like that, like don't change who you are, seriously, because I find that there's just so many, how would I say this, like people who want to act like they're tough guys, at least in New York, like like you can't mess with me kind of thing. It's sad. It saddens me when it's like I see this kind of thing and I'm like, dang it, why aren't there more people that are like this? Maybe it's because he's not American. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's because he's from a different generation. I don't even know. How old is Seal? How old is Seal? That's a good question. Let's see. Seal. I really, I really wish their marriage lasted. I mean, they were such a beautiful couple. And I thought, like, man, okay, so he's 58 years old. Okay, so he is definitely a different generation. I had to look up his age because, freaking black don't crack. So it's like tough because it's like I see these, black individuals. I'm like, frick, they're so youthful. And I'm not even going to guess their age. I thought he was like in his, like maybe 47, 48. But I was thinking like, oh, wait a second. I might be a little off. Yeah, freaking 58. Dang, he looks good for 58. So yeah, basically, yeah. Don't lose who the essence of you that you are. I know that there's always this movement for guys to be macho or manly, but you don't have to be that kind of guy where it's just like you feel like you got to be macho. I think that there needs to be more like emotionally sensitive, aware guys out there, and I feel like the way society is, like it kind of shuns that, right? It's like those kind of guys might be considered weak, but truly, I would say that it's really something special. It's really something special to
Feeling good comes first.
to be an individual who is very in touch with their emotions. And like I said, I've only seen like a few interviews of him, but it's like the way he carries himself. I really would suggest like you check out Seal interviews and see how the way he is. It's just it's very respectful, and I really think more people should be like that in the world. And I feel like I mentioned, right? I feel like a total ass from the way I like perceive Seal, but it comes down to immaturity. And I'm embarrassed by it's like, man, I couldn't see like all the other qualities of Seal because it's like I was so focused on the lupus scars, right? That I couldn't see the whole thing, but that's very telling. So anybody who can just like who looks at Seal and they don't see that all the other qualities, that tells you a lot about that kind of person. And I don't want to get too into this kind of stuff, but for anybody who maybe has, let's say, a scar or an issue or acne or something that's physical, don't think that defines you, because when it comes down to it, what matters is I hate to sound so cliche, but what matters is the inside. And if even if you have like some kind of scar or some sort of like injury or something, the person that you are, it radiates through you. You don't have to be defined by like some sort of like deformity or some sort of scar, because like if a person like just can only see your deformity or scar, again, right, you probably don't want to be around people like that. And it's like I look back and I think like, man, Erica, you were so freaking immature back then. And now it's like, yeah, I could have kept this thing private, but I thought that maybe someone would be able to listen to this and kind of get hear something, because sometimes it's like people you hear about like other YouTubers, and they talk about, oh, it's all about like your inner beauty, it's not about your outer beauty, that kind of thing. But yeah, I wanted to do a little self-reflection and share with you guys. Like, again, it's like it embarrasses me to think like, man, that's how I saw Seal. Now I'm like, frick, Erica, like of course you would be into Seal. Yeah. So let me read chat really quick. Yeah, pop music today is complete trash. Anything from 1994. Yeah, I heard the song. I had the tune. Like I just thought about it, and then I watched it, and I was like, "What? This is Seal? What?" And so embarrassing for me to say it that way. But I think I've changed a lot since, let's say, I was in my early 20s or my teenage years or earlier, right? Because I've heard about this song for like a really long time, but yeah, I think they got married in what year did they get married actually? Because I remember I I heard about Seal in passing, but he kind of blew up when he got married to Heidi Klum. Seal and Heidi Klum married. When did they get married? 2006 or something? 2000. Okay, they got married in 2005, so I was about 17 years old when I first heard about this. Yeah, and that's when I said, "Oh, I can't believe she married that guy. Like, she's a supermodel. She can do better." And it's not all about looks. I wish I could whack 17-year-old Erica and say, like, "Erica, come on now." But that tells you how emotionally mature I was when I was 17. Yeah, so I think it's like, yeah, he's not a tough guy. He seems like he's very in touch with his emotions. And I think that when we think about current society, right, it's like you're not supposed to be, you imagine like when you think about men, you think about like lumberjacks kind of thing. Those are the guys that are celebrated. The guys with like the big, strong muscles, not the guys who really wear their heart on their sleeve. So guys like Seal, in my opinion, need to be protected. Like, they don't freaking change. If you have those kind of qualities within you, it doesn't make you less than a man. In fact, I think it makes you a different kind of man, and a man that makes you stand out. That's what I'm trying to get at. Oh, no, no. Yeah, so, I don't know anything about his personality other than watching his public performance or his interview. You're right. But the way that he carries himself, unless he's really good at acting, I think it's kind of like one of those nonverbal things. It's like, I don't think Seal is that kind of person, and this is just my opinion, where he's faking it. And yeah, the interviews that I have seen of him, it's just like it's like a different class. It's like, whoa, wow, geez, that kind of person is not someone who would be considered like kind of like that mainstream kind of personality. In fact, a person with like Seal's personality, if they were, let's say, on YouTube, I don't think they would be like that popular, because like when I think about like YouTube personalities, they tend to be very hyper. They tend to be very like yeah, it's how do I describe it? It's just like he's a lot more classy. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not like the personality of being tough is a lot different from being physically tough. Yeah, so yeah, there are two separate things, but you see people, they feel like there's certain people out there who feel like they constantly have to like prove themselves, and they got to be like, you can't boss me around, that kind of stuff. But I would say, like, yeah, it's just like I get tired of seeing people like that. It's like, oh, so when you see like when I saw like the Seal performance and I watched a few interviews, I was like, dang, that's like so refreshing. I wish we had more people like with that kind of air of classiness on, let's say, giving interviews or on TV and things like that, because more people should be like that. More people should be that kind of like elevated classiness, for lack of better description. So I'm gonna end the stream. It's like an 18-minute stream, but I do recommend check out Seal, check out his performance, and it's hard for me to really describe this, but he just seems very in touch with his emotions, and I would venture to say that I think he's a person that has a lot of warmth and empathy towards other people, and yeah, even when he like interacts with people, like I see in interviews or meeting with them, it's very kind. It's like a genuine kind. It's not like a friendly kind, but it's like a respectful kind. It's like, yeah, I have a hard time putting it in words. Yeah. But it's all about like the aura, and it's all about the nonverbal communication. So be mindful about that too, right? If you are out there on the street, like, be mindful, or notice people, how they act, because like I feel like sometimes it's like you don't even have to talk to a person, right? You can see a person around the street, and based on their body language, you can kind of gauge, like, is this person, very, how do I say this, like, very tense, or are they very friendly, or do they come off as very closed off? And I find that, at least in, well, it's hard for me to really say, because it's like people in New York normally don't really talk to each other, right? If they're strangers, but in Hawaii, like, the body language of people is very open, very friendly, and you have a few people who are, like, how would I say this? Like, his body language is very rare. I've met a bunch of people in my life, and there's only about, like, two males that I can think of off the top of my head that have kind of like a similar body language to Seal. And it's like, when they talk to you, it's like you pick up, like, they don't just talk to you, they listen to you. It's really, yeah, but these people are also significantly older. So they would probably be, yeah, around like 50, 55, 60 years old. So is it because I'm getting this kind of, like, vibe because they're significantly older? I don't think so. I think it's a different generational thing. And again, when I think about it more in detail, I see the way current society is. Oh, it's so freaking depressing. I think that we're going to have, at least from what I see, we're going to have less warmth out there. And yeah, there needs to be more people like Seal, out in the world. Okay, you guys, I will talk to you guys later, and you guys take care. And let me know what you guys think about what I just said. I have a hard time putting it in words, but yeah. Okay, what is the quick question? Has my usage of the word robust made me sound like a troll? I think that when I think of robust, it does sound kind of like troll-like. Just because, if you follow Lewis's channel, when you hear about robust, you think robust, 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 that kind of stuff. But, apart from, like, his videos, I've never heard about anybody use the word robust. It's like, how would I describe it? When I think about robust, I think of it as like some kind of flavoring. It's kind of weird. It's like, I don't even like the word robust because it sounds so, I don't know. It just sounds so 80s like. I don't know what it is. Like, I think of Shazam or robust, or yeah. So I don't think you sound like a troll, but it just sounds pretty foreign to me. I don't hear people on the street talk about robustness, right? Um, does that make sense? What is a synonym for robust? I don't even know what a synonym for robust is, but yeah, I rather just, let me see, what is a synonym for robust? Robust. Robust. Strong, healthy, vigorous. Okay. Richness. A rich see, I like the word rich better than robustness, right? Instead of being, like, healthy or something like that. Or like a robust mixture, or just a rich flavor. Yeah, I rather have the word full flavored, flavorful. Yeah, robust just sounds kind of awkward to me, but that could just be me. That could be just my perception about it. I don't like the word robust. I don't know. It's just, maybe it's because, like I said, maybe it's because I watched Lewis's video, and I always think about, was it Charlie Brown or something like that? Okay, robust is okay. So, piece of wood then. Okay, I guess maybe you'll talk about a robust piece of wood, but just in, like, daily conversation, I'd be like, man, that is, it's. I mean, I could describe a soup like that, right? That is a robust flavored soup, robust soup, but yeah, Yeah, I guess it's a robust. You can tell Robuska is not as my daily kind of language sort of thing. Yeah, it was like one of those Charlie Brown kind of things, videos. So, yeah, I will talk to you guys later. I want to keep these videos short, but yeah, don't lose who you are. You know, build upon it, and I really hope there's no person out there who's watching my stream who's kind of similar to like a Seal kind of personality. Seal the singer now, okay, not Seal the animal. Seal the singer, and it's like maybe they feel like they're not supposed, they're supposed to be a different kind of person, but truly if you have those kind of warm, which I pick up to be like empathetic kind of qualities, like preserve that. Really, it's truly something very, very special, and I don't want anybody to lose that.